Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slaying Hope, and I got another video for y'all. I'm gonna play this video clip and then I'm gonna come back to the commentary.
I put my first brother in jail in 1994. He didn't mind going to jail. He would say, "Judge, why are you bothering me? I can go to jail. Just go ahead and do it. I don't want to deal with your probation conditions and your anger management, and I'm not going to talk to the guy that I hit and resolve it so I can not go to jail. I'll just do the year." We used to pick cotton. Now we are the cotton. We are the product in the system, in the paid prisons that they make money off of. And they count on you guys not being able to handle your emotions. So you go. Not over millions of dollars, not over the health and welfare of your wife and children. Some words. Every brother I sent to prison didn't know what the fight was about. All he knew is how he felt about it. I am my ego. I can't take that. I can't be disrespected. I need you to sit whatever nonsense happened today down, because it matters to me what happens to my people.
Yeah. Before I even get into my commentary, I know it's been a minute. My apologies, people. You know, life is just lifing right now. You know how it go, right? But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because it's very important. Before I even get into the commentary, click the link in the description box to purchase my book, Who Profits When Black Men Gangbang. Also, the link to the documentary that I'm in. We Came to Heal, because, you know, we need a lot of healing in our communities, right? And so, yeah, and if you're messing with my content, make sure you like, you subscribe, and you share it, you know, if it's beneficial. So, I wanted to talk about what this judge was saying, right? How some people just don't care about going to prison. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they say this with their mouth. A lot of times they say it with their actions, right? And she was saying a lot of brothers that she sent to jail, like, didn't even know what the fight was about, right? Like, wasn't even really consciously about what was going on. You know, Tupac said this in a song. He said that there's a lot of brothers in the cemetery not knowing, you know, not knowing why they died, not knowing what it was even all about, right? Not even knowing like you know, because things happen so fast. And she mentioned, like, all about your feelings. And I tell brothers all the time, you are a killing machine, whether you believe it or not, right? God created you with the ability to be able to kill somebody with your hands, right? Our sisters can't really do that, you know, unless they go through some training and you know what I'm talking about. But we've been created, even the weakest, frailest of man who don't work out, who don't do certain things, has the capabilities to kill with his hands, right? Now imagine a killing machine with no control over his emotions, right? With always being impulsive when he feels something, when he feels disrespected, when he feels like somebody's trying to play him, when he feels like whatever he's feeling. And just imagine that. I want you to just sit with that for a second, right? Imagine a man who can't control his actions and his emotions. And don't get me wrong, we're humans, right? Of course we're gonna feel. Of course we're gonna go through these moments and periods of time. But you gotta, like, be in control. See, I always pride myself in not handing over my remote to somebody else. You ever notice that sometimes somebody might bump you to get a response out of you? They trying to bait you out, right? Sometimes these people be having weapons. Sometimes these people have the mentality of, I wish a ninja would, right? So they might bump you to start with you. They might do something. They might say something to you to antagonize you or to get you to jump out of, you know, your control zone. And you might be walking right into a trap if you don't use your brain right? If you don't use your brain when you encounter certain situations with men, you're gonna end up paying for it. And sometimes it's with your life. There's a lot of situations that it only takes a few seconds to get out of hand. Only takes a few seconds. And I personally think it has a lot to do with the estrogen that they feed us. It has a lot to do. Some people have even done research and says that the marijuana that people are smoking, right, has some estrogen and other chemicals that are not good for the man, right, and women. But I wanted to just talk about the man, like, because it's like a lot of dudes. I have a friend, right? I have a friend who is very impulsive. He's actually in prison right now, right? But he always was impulsive. He always was a dude who couldn't control his emotions, right? A lot of times I had to think for this dude when we was running around in the streets. I had to be like, yo, bro, chill. I had to be his brain so many times, right? I seriously think he got a problem with his amygdala, right? Because the amygdala is what controls intense emotions, right? Sadness and anger and I forgot the other emotion. But that's the part of your brain that controls intense emotions, right? I really think something is wrong with it. Because this dude, I used to see this dude go from 0 to 90. He didn't care if the police was coming. He didn't care. Like, he never really rationalized or thought about things. Like, it was just like, once he got upset, all rationale left his body. Get what I'm saying? So, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of people out there like that. This dude is sitting in prison right now. Right now. Because he couldn't control his emotions. Because his emotions superseded his intelligence. And he's not the only one. It's a lot of people in prison whose emotions have superseded their intelligence. And some people learn and some people never learn. So I be trying to tell the brothers, I know it sounds cool. You know, y'all get into this, ain't nobody gonna play with my respect. And I gotta show them and I get it. I understand. Defend your reputation. But in defending your reputation, it doesn't mean you gotta throw your life away. It doesn't mean you gotta shoot somebody, you gotta stab somebody, you gotta get crazy. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you do gotta slap somebody. But you have to know, right? You have to know and be aware that, like, if I do this, it might lead to this, right? I hope you're not thinking you could just slap somebody and that's going to be the end of it. You have to be mindful. If I slap this dude, there's a possibility this could escalate to something bigger. If I punch this dude, if I get into a fight with this dude, there's a possibility that this might get to something bigger, right? Guns might be drawn. You don't know what might happen. But you need to be cognizant. You need to be mindful that when you get into certain situations, when you verbally run your mouth, that's why I don't like to argue with people. I don't like to argue with men or women. One, arguments with men, they could get physical, they could get dangerous for both parties, because I ain't the toughest guy, but it can get dangerous. It always escalates. And arguments with women are just pointless, because it's like, it's not going to get to that level. And a lot of times women don't understand. They don't respect. They just don't have no respect, right? At least men, they know there's that threat of danger. So a lot of times men don't even really fully go back and forth. They either going to, like, leave the argument, right? Or they just going to start fighting. With women, you can't do that. You can't just punch her in the face when she says something crazy or something slick. Some guys are doing that, though. Some guys who are not in control are punching women in the face. And even worse, some guys are shooting women out there. So this is why I be trying to tell the sisters, be mindful of how you running your jibs when you out there. Because a lot of these dudes are not in control of their emotions. A lot of these dudes are not in control of your emotions. And when you cannot control your emotions, somebody gonna control them for you. When you can't control, and I'm talking to the brothers, when you can't control yourself, they got a place for you. They got people. They got people for you. You know, Allah says in the Quran, if it wasn't because he checks certain people by the hands of other people, there will be much corruption and bloodshed on the earth. So I want you to be mindful. When you can't control yourself, somebody gonna be in control of you. Somebody gonna be in control of you. And you be fortunate if you make it to prison. Because sometimes some people die in the streets because they can't control their emotions, or the shit that they say, or the shit that they do, and they so impulsive, giving in to their desires and whatever they are feeling in their body. So you got to be mindful, man. You got to be mindful. And I like how the sister broke down, like, man, we went from picking cotton to like, now we went from property. Corey said this, right? He said we went to property to being half free back to property. This shit is like Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Corey, man, Dr. Green. But yeah, man, that's real shit. A lot of times we don't really be thinking about that shit. We just be on nigga mode. We just be in nigga mode. But I ain't here to preach. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go out there, do your thing, man. I'm just trying to talk to the people who gonna take heed. Control yourself. Never allow your remote to be taken by somebody. Never allow the words that somebody used against you to impact you in a certain way. And if you feel the words that somebody is saying is causing a change in your body, because you know when that change happens. You know when your blood start boiling. You know when you start sweating. You know when certain things start happening inside of you. Remove yourself. Remove yourself. That's what you got to do. When you start feeling those things, you got to be in tune with your body. When you start feeling those changes, you got to remove yourself, homie. Because only catastrophe comes out of that shit. Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Only catastrophe come out of some of these situations, especially in the hood, where dudes is packing, dudes is got the mindset of I wish a ninja would. Like, you know what goes on. I ain't got to tell you. But I ain't going to, I just wanted to share that video with y'all. Hopefully y'all take heed. Hopefully I said something beneficial. And if I did, make sure you share it with somebody that might benefit from it. You know, you never know how a message like this can impact somebody's life and change their direction. So y'all have a good one. Y'all stay blessed. Don't let nobody control your remote. Peace.